Well, my dear children, I welcome you to the online classes. Your presence in the online classes are not up to the mark. It's a very serious thing. As I'm not sure that whether the regular classes will start or not, but we are putting our best effort. We are putting our best effort because you could read, you could see, you can understand. So my concern is that you should at least try to attend your classes regularly. If you are not attending your class regularly, that will be a great problem for you. So it's my request that please attend your class regularly. Otherwise, you will be in problem. You will be in problem. So it's my request to attend the class regularly because we are putting our best effort. In spite of all the rules, the school is providing you every opportunity to attend your class. And if you are attending your class regularly, mind it, you will be benefited. So today, a very beautiful story, a very beautiful story of a girl who is born into a family of a clerk. She had everything that she deserved to be rich. She deserved to born in a rich family, but she was born into a family. So she was destined. She was destined to born into a family of color, and she was married to a very mediocre family. But her dreams, her beauty, her desires were so great. You see, my dear children, something that you deserve and you don't get. If you are thinking in that way, that I deserve more, you may, but you should know your condition. Here in the story, the what kind of a person Madame Loisel? Madame Loisel was one of those pretty young lady. See, Madame Loisel was one of those pretty young ladies born as if through an error of destiny. Error of destiny. She was born into a family of color due to the error of destiny. See, she was one of those pretty, beautiful, young. What is that? Please stop. Please stop talking. Hello. It is mute. I have muted everybody. Why somebody is talking? Okay, come to the story. So, she was born into, she was one of those pretty, see, one of those pretty young ladies born as if through an error of destiny. It was due to her bad luck. It was due to the mistake in her destiny. She was born into a clerk family. She had no dowry as she was born into a poor family. No dowry, no hopes. What may she hope? A beggars can't be a chooser. When you are a poverty stricken, you have a very little option to choose. You can change your destiny by reading only. Poverty, that poverty can be overcome. You may overcome your poverty. You may overcome your difficulty. Or you may overcome your trouble. But only by? Only by study. Only by education. Education is something that can uplift you. What you remember, I would like to quote the words of Bill Gates. If you born as a poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die as a poor, it is your mistake. Because when you are born as a poor, your birth is not in your hand. But to live a life of dignity, to improve yourself, you have every chance to improve yourself, to become rich, to become affluent, to become successful. So a man is architect of his own fate. You are the architect of your own fate. And by education, you can give a shape to your fate, to your destiny. So here, she has no hopes because she was born into a clerk family. No means of becoming known. If she were a daughter of a rich and affluent person, she might be known to everybody, though she was vivaciously beautiful, gorgeous, pretty, but was born into a clerk's family due to the error of her destiny. Loved and married by a man either rich or distinguished. A poor woman cannot be married to a rich or distinguished person because she can be married, but she needs education. She needs dowry. And how? Just imagine how a clerk who is getting a very low salary can pay a large sum of dowry to purchase an officer. So that is a true to the society. Actually, the story that was written in that area, that was the industrial. There was a revolt in France. Mr. Pettit, he was a French guy, belongs to France. So there, in that at that time, the conditions were very unfavorable. So he is talking about those kind of ladies who were pretty, but here you see the projection, the protagonist, the central character, Madame Loisel is representing those class of lady who is pretty, who is beautiful, but were born are born into a low class family. See, so how Madame Loisel has not adjusted herself. If she could have adjusted herself, then she might have not met that kind of trouble. Here you see. No means she allowed herself to marry a petty clerk. Petty, see the word petty. Petty clerk. Undistinguished. Petty. Undistinguished clerk. Married to undistinguished clerk. Here you see petty. Petty clerk in the office of the board education. She was simple, but she was simple, but was unhappy. Why she was unhappy? Why she was unhappy? She was unhappy due to her desires, due to her own wishes. She thought that she deserves more. That was the drawback. That she was not ready to accept it. That she is born into a poor family and married to a poor man. And in spite of these two disadvantages, most of us are unhappy for what we don't have. You know, this is the only reason of happiness. We are happy For what we are unhappy for what we want but we don't get. This is the reason of our happiness. We want something else or we get something else. This is the reason of our happiness. If you are ready to accept whatever is given to you, you will be very happy. But the thing is that the most of the people cry for what they want but they don't get. Most of the people, almost every people, we all cry for what we want but we don't get. That is called natural. Here she was unhappy because she wanted to be rich. She wanted to marry a rich person but was married to a clerk. That is the reason for her unhappiness. Simple. So this is the thing you can see. She suffered incessantly. And this was the reason restlessly, uncomfortably she suffers, feeling herself born for all delicacies. Here you see, she was in that kind of feeling that she is born to enjoy all the luxury of life. Oh my God, dreams are very, very costly things. You can, you can accomplish your cherished dream, but you require some patience. You require education. Here you see delicacies and luxuries. She suffered from the poverty of her apartment. She was suffering because she was living in a very poor apartment. The shabby walls, the dirty walls of the house makes her unhappy. The worn chairs, the old chairs that was in clerk house, not well maintained. She was unhappy for that. All these things tortured and angered her. Whenever she looks upon these things, the shabby walls, the old apartment, the shabby, dirty, ill-maintained wall, whenever she looked upon these ill-maintained chairs for the guest, she became angry and irritated. Here you see, she was not ready to accept her plight. She was not ready to accept her destiny. In place of being happy, other women may be very happy. Whatever is destined, she should accept. This is the best way of happiness. We should accept whatever is with us. And we should feel proud for our own possessions, whether it is poor or rich. If you are trying to look the people above your rank, you will be never happy. If you want to be happy, see the people below your rank. You will be very happy. Because see, what can be somebody's happiness cannot be your happiness. Remember, your happiness is your happiness. And you are the master of your happiness. You are in charge of your happiness. If you want to make you happy, the key of happiness is in your hand. You unlock, you become unhappy. If you don't unlock, you will be unhappy. So here she is responsible for an unhappiness. Why? Because she was thinking herself that she was born to enjoy all the luxuries and delections of the life. There is no point in it. There is no point. Whatever is truth is truth. One should accept it that yes, whatever is given to me is enough for me. It is enough. When she seated herself for the dinner opposite her husband, whenever she seated opposite to her husband who uncovered the treated with a delightful air, saying, the husband was very happy and satisfied person. Whenever they sit together on a dining table, and the husband was very happy. Oh, the good parties. I know nothing better than she would think of elegant. The same meal the husband is enjoying, but the same meal she is not enjoying. Why? Why she was not enjoying? Because at the time of that, she was thinking of good dinner. The elegant dinner of shining silver plates. If you are eating something, I'm thinking, oh my God, alas, I could have lunch at lemon tree. Of course, these things will make you sad. Whatever is given to you, thank God. You thank God. Food is a food, and to insult a food is the biggest sin. Whatever is given, you say thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my Lord, thanks. Thank you for giving me the food that you want. It is God who wishes to give you the food. What kind of food you are getting, it is the blessings of the God. If somebody is blessed to born as a rich, let him enjoy. Then you are more happier than those rich people. You are thinking only the foods and the house, but they are more unhappy than you. She would think of elegant. She thought of that exquisite, exquisite, the extraordinary, exquisite, 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 a special food served in the marvelous dishes. She had neither frocks nor jewelry. Here you see, whenever she sits opposite to her husband, dining together, the husband was happy with the food that is served and that is cooked by his wife. He is not very happy. He is delightful. But look at the condition of the wife. The wife is in some other sorts of dream. She was thinking of the elegant dinner served in a marvelous way by thinking she is making herself sad. She has no frocks, no jewels, nothing, but she loved only those things. She loved clothes, she loved apartments, well furnished. She only loves the materialistic things. Materialistic things cannot make you happy. The happiness is satisfaction. Contentment is the best source. If you are content, if you are satisfied, nothing can be more important than you. So, she had a rich friend. The story moves forward. She has a rich friend, a schoolmate at the convent, who she did not like to visit. Why? Because she suffered so much when she returned. Why? Why she suffered? Because whenever she visited that friend, she compares. She compares her luxury, her delicacies with her own. That was. Whenever you try to compare yourself, you will be happy. Same is the condition. Same is the condition. Madame Loisel, why she failed? Why she? Here she did not like to visit. Why? Why she did not like to visit? Because she suffered much when she returned. She wait for the whole day from the despair and disappointment. What was the disappointment? What for what she was disappointed? She was disappointed for the things that was destined to her. She was disappointed that she was a wife of a clerk. She was disappointed because she has no silver dishes. She cannot afford marvelous dishes. She cannot afford good clothes. Cannot afford good jewelries. This was the reason of disappointment. There was no other reason. She looks for all those things. She loved only those things, the clothes, the delicacies, the luxuries, and so on and so on. So if you love all these things, there will be no happiness in your life. So one evening her husband returned elated, elated, happy, elated. If you are elated, you are happy, happy, happy. Why the husband was happy? Because he had a large envelope. Here she said, here is something for you. Here is the poor husband was well aware about his wife's unhappiness. But as he was a helpless, how could how could he bring heaven for her? He cannot afford those luxuries, those comforts, those clothes, those jewelries that his wife loved. But he, as a dedicated husband, as a faithful husband, he always looked for a chance to make her happy. Here is a chance. She quickly drew out, bring a printed card on which were the scripted, a card, invitation card for a ball party, where only the rich people, where only the rich people are invited. He was invited because he was an office clerk over there. And this was the best chance to enjoy the sumptuous meal, the luxuries, the delicacies, the marvelous dishes. This is what she can. So this is here you see the how the poor husband wants to make Madame Loisel happy. But you see, you cannot make her happy. She said, instead of being delighted, instead of being happy, as her husband had hoped. Why her husband hoped that she will be happy? Because the poor husband knows it very well that his wife loved all those things that will be available over here. But the clothes, the jewelries, the luxuries, the sumptuous dishes, and the high class people, the high class people. So she threw the invitation spitefully, insolently, with a great insult, spitefully upon the table. Come, no. What do you suppose I want with you? What I will do? What do you suppose? What I will do with this it? But my dear, I thought he would make him happy. See the husband, the poor husband, managed to bring the invitation card to make his wife, to make his dear wife happy. You never go out, and this is an occasion and a fine one. Everybody wishes one. Everybody wishes to be a part of that grand party. And I am invited for that party. It is very selective. Only selected people is given. No many are given to the employee. Not many of her have been given. You will see the whole officials will be there. She looked at him with an irritated, in spite of being sympathetic, in spite of understanding the love of her husband. She was not ready, though the husband intended to make her happy, but she was irritated. What do you suppose I have to wear to such a I have no dress, no beautiful dress, no suitable dress to wear on this party. As a thing as that, what I am going to wear on this part in this party? He had not thought of that. The husband haven't thought about the dress. Why? The dress you wear when you go to the theater? Why? The dress that you usually put on whenever we visit to the cinema hall, it is good one. You wear when you go, it seems very pretty. The husband likes that dress very much. Pretty dress. To me, he was silent, stupefied. If you are stupefied, feeling foolishly, in dismay at the sight of his wife weeping, but in spite of taking care of taking care the words and advice of her husband, she was weeping. She was weeping. What's the husband get, was worried. He stammered hesitatingly, in a fear, asked, "What's the matter?" By a violent effort, when she was asked, by violent effort, she had controlled her vexation. She controlled her anger, irritation, and responded to calm a voice, weeping her most cheek. Nothing. She just controlled it. Said, no, nothing. Only I have no dress and concentratedly I but nothing. I have no dress, so I'm not going to the party. I'm not going to the party. Give your card to some colleagues. In spite of that, she requested, suggested to give the card to some other colleague whose wife is better fitted. He was grieved but answered. The poor husband was grieved. He hadn't expected. He hadn't imagined that he had thought that the card or the party, the invitation of the party will make his wife happy. In spite of being happy, she was unhappy. A melodramatic situation was created in the house. That is why she was grieved. The husband said, "Let us see. Matilda," he suggested, "go and meet your friend. How much would you be suitable to costume the cost?" Well, Madam, Matilda, her name was Matilda. So, dear, if we purchase a good dress for you, how much it cost? Something that would serve for other occasion, something very simple. Simple but suitable. Simple but suitable. She reflected for some second thinking, immediately, that she could ask for without bargaining with immediate refusal, without bargaining. She said, hesitatingly, I cannot tell exactly, but it seems to me that the 400 francs ought to be covered. The French. I told you the story is from France. 400 French. By calculation, she tells that only 400 francs ought to cover it. She turned little pale. The poor husband, with a meager income for the whole month to manage the house, how could he live? How could he manage? From where he will manage? He was pale because he cannot afford that much. For he had just said, just some of you buy a gun. He has saved 400 francs to buy a gun. To buy a gun. That he might be able to join some 100 parties the next summer. He already planned to purchase a gun for a friend's excursion party. What some friends who went to school should take the Sunday. Nevertheless, in spite of that, she answered very well. Here you see the sacrifice. Look at the faithful servant, the sacrificing husband. How sacrificing the husband was. He was ready to surrender, to shed his own wish, and say, very well, I will give you 400 francs, but try to have it treated this. Hey, I look at the promise. Hey, you see, my dear children, in this paragraph, you might have understood that what are the reasons. Here you see the how, the role of a husband and wife, how a wife can make a family happy, how a wife can make herself happy. A good wife and a good husband, both are the same wheel of the same cart. Where both are the two wheel of the same cart. They should be go together. And that is the way life goes. If a wheel is not ready to adjust, life is something that is need to be adjusted. Everybody adjusts to it. Life is not a fancy, it's not a dream.